Sometimes you get an idea and it sounds so insane and out there that there just might be a chance it'll work. It'll happen all the time, whether it's a work of genius or just pure luck. We'll never know, but the end result is the same. Here are 20 insane ideas that worked out just fine. We have to applaud this guy. We don't think we've ever seen anyone so gutsy. As if paragliding wasn't terrifying enough, he goes paragliding on his couch and takes his television along for the ride too, and then watches it all the way up there while snacking on some chips. Could have just stayed at home if he was gonna do all that. In Thailand, there's a very odd beauty treatment that consists of people putting their feet in water which has Gara rufa fish in it that'll eat the dead skin off of your feet. It doesn't feel painful at all. Since the fish don't have any teeth, they get the skin off by sucking. They supposedly target the sweatiest corners of your feet and work their way up the ankles. It is a crazy idea, but people have reported softer feet after the treatment. This teacher wanted to give a practical lesson that would catch the students' attention. So, they took their class out in the field and made them stand perfectly still so that they'd see for themselves that bulls don't attack anyone who's standing still. There's no way they'll forget it after this class. Hundreds of people got together and collectively pulled ropes attached to a truck at the base of the mountain. It also worked out the way they'd hoped. For some reason, this guy thought sliding down a steel cable with zero safety would be a good idea. Somehow, he makes it look okay. It also looks like it's at a really high altitude. This guy was directing the other parachuters when he held onto the side of the plane with one arm. We don't know what sort of adrenaline chase possessed this man. He just threw his chute away like it was the most useless thing right before skydiving. When he got close to the ground, he attached himself to his friend who didn't throw away his parachute. And, well, things kinda worked out alright for him in the end. This paraglider decided to shoot his parachute with a flare gun, after which it caught on fire. Fortunately, there was a backup chute, which saved the day. These two didn't catch their flight, so instead of waiting for the next one, they put on their wingsuits and came up with the insane plan of catching the plane halfway midair and successfully got on. There's really no better way to prove once and for all that your car is bulletproof and give your claims solid backing than through some practical demonstration. Whoever was in the car must have gotten the shock of their life. This guy had to shift a whole colony of bees, and the simplest and fastest way to do that was to transport the queen to the desired location. The rest of the colony will follow her. Here he holds the queen, and the rest are just sitting on his arm peacefully as he takes them. When all else failed and hope was lost, this firefighter stood at the window and caught the suicidal guy who jumped. Usually this stuff only happens in the movies. These guys were riding some horses while standing up on them, and they should have been seated. Somehow, they made it work. These guys in the shady van are definitely up to no good. Seems like they're trying to kidnap him by shoving him into their van. but he acts fast and throws gasoline on them. It did make them go away. This man's about to get robbed, and when it hits him, he does just about the craziest thing ever. He just acts like he's homeless, so they'll leave and find some other person to target. This person was driving their bicycle at such a high speed that when a jump came, it went so high that they flew above a moving car on the road. When you're totally cornered and trapped with no chance of victory, the best thing to do for the time being is to play dead and wait patiently for your enemy to think they've won and leave you alone. This mouse knows that route is definitely its best bet of making it out of here with its life and getting the cat to go away, and so it lies down and plays perfectly dead. The cat, for the most part, seems to fall for this charade and is fooled by the mouse. To show people just how hot the temperatures get during the summer in Arizona, this man decided to fry an egg using just the heat of the sun against the sidewalk. He went out with his frying pan and his egg, and as soon as he cracked the egg, it instantly turned white, meaning it was partially cooked. That's one way to get your point across.
What was that?
The town of Yukon in Norway doesn't get any sunlight at all for 5 months of winter every year because of the mountains around it that cast a shadow all over it. So, they came up with a really crazy solution that worked perfectly. They strategically set up giant mirrors around the mountains and their village that reflected sunlight into their town. Now they get sunlight all year round, free of cost. Los Angeles deployed 96 million shade balls into the LA reservoir in a last-ditch attempt to save 300 million gallons of water. This was a pretty crazy idea, but the shade balls actually prevent the growth of algae in the water. They also serve as floating covers that will prevent the water from evaporating. It actually worked out exactly as planned. The balls also prevented dust from reaching the water and keeping birds away. Alright, comment down below which of these insane ideas made your jaw drop the most. Before you go, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to TRENDJOINT for more. See you around!